Tom, have you settled in?
Yeah, it's been good. Obviously, it's pre-season's never an enjoyable one, but it's been hard work and getting in. I only knew, I think, Tom Conlon and obviously Ryan Johnson is the only two I knew. So it was getting in and getting to know the players, the staff, how the club works. Obviously, that's what pre-season's for. But it's been good, enjoyable, and the lads have allowed me to settle well. And obviously, it's now into the season, so it's now into the crunch of it, and now we get on and still gel, and now get more clicking with players that you're playing with and getting used to what they're good at, and it's a time where I think as a player you can be the nervous one of you're new to a group, and you sit back and maybe don't be yourself, but I think you've got to come out and be yourself and show you are, and that's what I've tried to do.
Is that hard to do that when you're in a new group of people, especially a football environment as well?
It is. You're coming into a building where there's 30 or 40 males that you can't sit there and be the quiet one. You've got to come out and show yourself and show who you are, and I think I've done that, and I've enjoyed my start of being at Port Vale, so I look forward to the future now.
How big a help was it knowing Tom Conlon then in that case?
Yeah, it's always nice, especially when he's the skipper. But obviously I've played with him for a good couple of years, and we was closer at Stevenage. So coming up here, it was nice to know someone in the building. So I spoke to him before I come here, and spoke to the gaffer. And I think that relationship will help on the pitch as well as off it. So no, it's definitely helped me settle in.
Without making him blush, he's got a lot of praise over the last 12 months. How highly?
No, definitely. I think even when I wasn't playing here and playing in previous clubs, you still look out for your close mates and see how they're doing and how they get on. And I think last year especially, how much you saw him on the score sheet, free kicks and penalties, and obviously in open play, he was getting a lot of praise from the team, from the media side of it. So it was good to see him doing well, and he's always had the ability. Obviously he was a little bit younger than me at Stevenage, but you could see he had the technical ability to do it. So to go and to see him doing it last year and to see it in the flesh this season in pre-season, it's been good, and I'm looking forward to playing the rest of the season with him.
How much planning and organisation has to go into you rerouting, coming from where you've come from to coming up here?
A hell of a lot. I think that people don't realise. I think as a football fan, I never realised how much stuff goes into it. It's not just, I think as a fan you just look at a player signing for another team and think, oh, they should suddenly click, and you don't think of they've got to move their life, their family, if they've got kids, they've got to move them into school. Luckily at the moment I haven't got that problem, but it's a lot of driving back down, moving all your stuff up, and there's a couple of trips during your pre-season, so it's hard to try and get that in as much as you're trying to train and prepare for games and stuff, and you also have got that side of it. It's finding the shops to buy your food and getting your sofas, your beds in, and I've still not got my bed delivered, and so it's all that kind of stuff. It's skills which you learn, I suppose, on the job, but it's exciting, especially you're doing it with. Well, obviously I've got my girlfriend who's doing it with her, but I think you need to kind of learn on the job, because it's tough, but it's an enjoyable one.
You might not have a new bed, but you've got that to look forward to, and you've got back-to-back home games to look forward to. Correct. Now, which must be really exciting.
Correct. I think last season you're playing with no fans. I think it's as much as you try and motivate yourself, it definitely helps having the fans, and you can see how many travelled on Saturday. I've spoke to Tom and a couple of the lads about the season before, about that when the fans came and the noises they can make, and I saw that Saturday. I think they outsung the Northampton fans with ease on Saturday. So I think now, obviously, like you said, Tuesday, Saturday, I'm really looking forward to them coming in and getting behind us, because they'll be a massive help to us. And as much as it was Saturday, I think even when we was 1-0 down, they were still singing, still cheering us on. So it was now they'll be a massive help, and they'll really push us on this year, I'm sure of it.
And games like Sunderland, big team, albeit at a lower level than many expect. Games you are playing.
Yeah, big club, but look, they're not obviously in the Premier League like they used to be. I think we've obviously got to respect obviously the club, but I think you also it's 11v11. It's not going to phase us in any way. But yeah, it's a big club. It's a game you want to play, and I'm sure they'll bring a lot of fans, and I'm sure we'll pack it out as much as we can as well. So no, one I'm looking forward to, definitely.
Top man, thank you very much. Brilliant, mate. Well done.
Tom, obviously it's all about building partnerships as well, isn't it? You've already alluded to that. That's important, and it was a well-balanced pre-season because the boss took you away for the bonding exercise. All that helps, but it's on the pitch where it's really got to gel, hasn't it?
100%, and I think that's what you, like you said, the bonding week away, the training. That's where you start getting your relationships. I think in pre-season, even in the games, you can see relationships are building, whether that's with me and Tom or me and Brad or the other lads on the pitch. I think you start learning about what players are good at and how they receive the ball, where they want to receive the ball. So you've got to learn quickly, and I think it's one thing as a player, even on the training pitch, if that's spending 15-20 minutes with them to one side about how they want to receive the ball. There's loads of things to it, but it's definitely key. It's key to get the relationships early. I think, like I said previously, I think playing with Tom Conlon away from Port Vale, I think that's definitely helped us click already. But I think it's with the team we've got and the players we've got, that won't take long. You can see from the game Saturday and the games before in pre-season that we are gelling with it. The relationships are definitely there, and they'll keep on improving.
Do you see a specific role for yourself in terms of maybe the holding position?
Yeah, I would call it the holding position. I think I've shown Saturday I can get forward. I was disappointed with my strike on Saturday. I think I broke forward well with the ball, and I should have done better with it, and should have scored. I think looking back at it, and I think I've got to do better with that. But I think I think you call it a holding role. I think me and Brad have done that well in pre-season so far. But as much as it's a holding role, I think we've both got to get forward, score goals. I think as much as we're going to protect the back three or the back four, where the gaffer goes with, I think it's important to keep the ball moving. I don't want to be a player that just passes sideways. I think I want to be a player that passes forward. So it's a role which I'm going to keep trying to improve on, keep practicing out on the pitch, and hopefully that will help us get the results on the Saturday.
And we know it's a cup game tomorrow, but it'd be nice to kick-start the season, wouldn't it, really? It's Saturday's history now, it's gone, you can't revisit in many ways, but it'd be nice to kick-start the season, particularly with the home game, wouldn't it?
Definitely. I think it's what you want to do. You want to play in front of your home fans as much as possible, and at cup games, always tasty. It's a knockout game, so we'll go through the game plan today. Obviously we've got to go through Saturday's game, but we'll do that, move on. It's the next game now, so we'll get a game plan for Tuesday, and we'll look to progress, definitely.